Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So today our objective is going to be I can construct triangles using geometric instruments, and I can construct a perpendicular line using a geometric instrument. Okay, so we're going to start with the perpendicular line, because if you know anything about right triangles, which sixth graders you hopefully do, you know that they have a 90-degree angle and a hypotenuse. Okay, so the hypotenuse is the longest side of your right triangle. But the 90-degree angle is really a perpendicular line. If you think about it, the definition of a perpendicular line are two lines that intersect at exactly 90 degrees. So a right triangle. So in order to construct or draw a right triangle, you are going to have to create a perpendicular line. Okay, so your geometric instruments are a compass. Okay, so there's a geometric compass, not the kind that gets you through the woods, but the kind that draws shapes on a paper. Now you're going to have a ruler. Right, notice that we have a ruler that has centimeters and inches, because a lot of the times in our class we operate in the metric system, and today our measurements are going to be in the metric system. Right. We also have a protractor. Okay, so a protractor is used for measuring angles. Right, so this is a 180-degree protractor. We have 360-degree protractors available that the 8th graders use. But right now we're going to work with the 180-degree protractor. And I know many of y'all have not used these geometric instruments before you came to class. So I'm going to spend a minute or two talking about how you use them, and then we will go into doing our constructions. Alright, so if you noticed, I have my ruler on the table here, and we're going to create a triangle that has a base of 6 centimeters and a height of 8 centimeters. Okay, so a base of 6 and a height of 8. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, remember, I'm going to construct a perpendicular line. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I am going to draw a base of about 9 centimeters. Okay, so 9 centimeters is what I'm going to draw my base. Then I'm going to put a mark at 3 centimeters. And the reason I'm going to put a mark there is I need the base to be 6, right? Because that's what I said. I have a base of 6 and a height of 8. If I make my base at only 6 centimeters long, when I put my construction marks, it will not be on my line. Okay, so remember what we said, right, is that a perpendicular line is two lines intersecting exactly 90 degrees. So I'm going to use my protractor not to create my line, because I'm going to create it using the compass. I'm going to prove to you that I really use the compass to create a perpendicular line. Okay, so the way you use a protractor is you see this line here come down at the 90-degree line. Okay, here's the 90 degree, it comes through, it's right there. And you're going to put this point where it is at the edge, because this is your 0 line. You are going to put that at your vertex. Okay, so the vertex of where your angle is going to begin, where your two rays meet, is going to go right there. This is going to go on your line. So we're going to put this right at that 3 centimeter mark that I made, and I'm going to put this on my baseline. Okay, so now I'm going to go up to 90 degrees. I'm going to put a mark up here at 90 degrees. So not so to create my triangle, right, because I'm using my compass for that, but to prove to you that I did. Okay, so now I'm going to use my compass. You're going to open it up just a little bit. Right? It doesn't need to be very much at all. Okay, so about like yay. I'm going to put this point right here. Right, sometimes they're called a pair of compasses, right, because you just need the one compass. So you're going to put this point on the 3 centimeter mark that I made, and then you use the pencil part on the line to draw a construction mark. Draw a construction mark. Okay. Now it's very important that you do that in order to get a perpendicular line. Because if you see here, this right here, these 2 points are equal distance from each other. okay, which is going to allow me to create arcs that are symmetrical. Okay, and right, so now I'm going to take my compass, I'm going to make it a little bit wider. Okay, not a whole bunch, just a little bit. And I'm going to put the point now on the construction mark that I made. And I'm going to draw an arc above and below. Okay, now I'm going to come over to this side here, and I'm going to put the point on the construction mark. Now, if you see, I have an arc above and below that is in line with the 90-degree angle. Okay. So now I'm take my ruler and I'm going to connect the arcs. Okay. So I'm going to go, I don't need to go below, right, because I'm creating a triangle. So I'm going to go above. You notice, right there. I can go below just so you can see that I really did connect the two marks. Okay. But you don't need that little line right there. Okay, so see how I did hit the 90-degree mark right here? Okay. So I have now created my 90-degree angle. And I'm going to put my 90-degree box in there just so everybody knows that yes, indeed, this is a 90-degree angle. It's very important. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, now that I have my 90-degree angle, I'm going to take so I've created my perpendicular line, right? So I can create a perpendicular line. That's exactly how you do it. Okay. Now I'm going to create a right triangle from this perpendicular line I created. We said our height was 8. So I'm going to take this, and I'm just going to extend out my line so that it's 8 centimeters. Then I'm going to connect the two ends and create label 6 centimeters, 8 centimeters. Created a right triangle using a compass and a ruler. Okay. Remember, this is the hypotenuse of your triangle. And these are legs of your triangle. Okay. So that's how you do it, right? You create your perpendicular line. Make sure your base is a little bit longer than what you would like. Then connect this at the height that you need. Easy. Easy once you are familiar with the tools. Okay, now another triangle we're going to make is going to use our protractor. Okay, because we're going to create triangles that are not 90 degrees. So I'm going to use the ruler and the protractor to do this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if I'm going to have a base of 7, so a base of 7 centimeters, okay, and a height of, let's see, we'll do 10 centimeters, is going to be one leg. Okay, so we'll call that side EH. Okay, it's going to be 10 centimeters long. And angle H is going to be, let's see, 50 degrees. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a base of 7. Okay, so this time we're going to go exactly how long we need. Alright, and so this is going to be H, this is going to be E. I know that, right? Remember the way we use a protractor? We put this, the 90-degree mark on the end, and that's where my rays are going to meet. Then we'll go over here 50 degrees, and I'll put a mark at 50 degrees. Okay? Because I know that is how long the or how, right, they measured the degrees of my angle. angle are supposed to be. Then I'm going to do EH is going to be 10 centimeters, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go up here on my 50 degree mark. I'm going to draw a 10 centimeter long line. Label this 50 degrees. Okay, it's angle H, this is angle E. Then you're going to just connect angle E to side C. Okay, so our base is HC. Okay, so that is pretty simple. Okay, if I had this measurement, right, so now I have this is 7 centimeters, this is 10 centimeters, right, and then I can measure this one out, and I get 7.5 centimeters. Right, remember the metric system we always use decimal, the imperial system we always use fractions. Okay, so now I can create, right, so this was one angle and 2 lengths. Now I can create, if I have a base of 5 centimeters, right, and we're going to label that AB. So base of AB, if I have angle A is 25 degrees and angle B is 50 degrees. Okay, so angle A is 25 and angle B is 50 degrees. First thing I do, I'm going to make my base 5 centimeters. All right, so exactly what I want. Take my protractor and make sure that my vertex is on the 90 degree and the 0. Make sure my base is on the 0 line, and I'm going to come up here and I'm going to measure 25 degrees. Okay, so go to 20 and then the 5. So we're going this way, so we're reading the bottom scale and then reading for the 10s, and then up here reading the 1s. Okay, now over on this side here, so now I'll do the same thing. I'll put the vertex here, put the 0 line there. Over here my angle is 50 degrees, so I'm going to read, because I'm reading this direction, I'm going to read the top scale. I'm going to go to 50 degrees and put a mark. Okay, so this is A, this is B. Now I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to connect this to this mark. Right? I'm going to connect the 2 marks. I have this at 50 degrees. I'm going to connect these 2 marks. I have this at 25 degrees. And this is going to be where they intersect. Right here is your next vertex for your triangle. Okay, and then we can measure that out. Okay, we're going to put the 0 mark on the base, the 0 line on the base, the 90 degree on the vertex. I'm going to read it up at 115 degrees is what it should be. 115. Now I can see if I am correct, because I know that the sum of interior angles of a triangle are 180 degrees. So I can say 115 plus 75 is 10, 7, 8, 190 degrees. Man, let me double check that. Okay, so notice, right, that you always double check your work. Because really, what should it be? 105 degrees. Okay, because the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 108. Oh, you know what? It is 105. You know what I did wrong? Same thing y'all are going to do wrong. Right? I was reading this one. Is the one I should have been reading. Right? I got to 110, go to 105. Instead, I read this other direction. Right? And then I went 110 to 15. Okay, you will do that until you get practice. Okay, so you want to make sure you double check your work, right? Oh, it's 105. Let's see, 105 plus 75 is 180 degrees. Right on, fantastic. Nicely done. Okay. So the mistake I just modeled for you is going to happen. It's going to happen frequently. That's why we double check our work. Okay, so refresher, right? A perpendicular line meets exactly 90 degrees. We today created a right triangle. First create a perpendicular line, then we create a right triangle. We then created a triangle that we were given two bases, or two heights, and one angle. And then we created a triangle that had two angles and a base. And then we created the triangle from there. Okay. When we did this one, right, then we solved for the missing one because we know the sum of the interior angles of triangles is 180 degrees, right? And I modeled a mistake for you because it's going to happen. Your whole middle school existence, you're going to read the scale the wrong way. That's why we use what we know to ensure that we have an accurate answer. Okay? Have confidence in your abilities, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful day.